Hello and welcome, Internet. I'm Gladiator, and I'm joined here today with Black Templar. And today,
You.
we are on Blood Bowl 2, and we're going to look through the Season 6 playoffs. We're going to look through the teams and pick some MVPs and whatnot. And we're going to talk about some of the matches that went on, some of the highlights of the matches. I'm not going to actually show them because it's a live stream. I actually had to go to their YouTube channel, and I'm not doing that. We are also going to
Yeah.
talk about the draft of season 7 that we just started. What people picked, the where they started, the location of the draft, and then we're going to look at some of the teams that's already been made. There is some teams that still haven't been made yet, but most of them are there. I think we're missing 2 coaches, which is Double Fire and Thanix at this very moment. But everyone else has been invited,
Yep.
or sorry, accepted their invite. So we'll look at those teams and what we think about their teams, and we can give some advice to some of the people that might look at this and think, oh, that should be changed, or that looks ridiculous. Let's change that.
Yeah. Yeah. We're looking at certain people. Wink, wink.
Yeah, there is definitely one rookie team I want to talk about, but we'll get that to when we get it. So let's go ahead and
Yep.
start with the playoffs. We're going to start with round 1 with the top 16 teams going off with each other of the Europe and US division. And either way, I guess let's begin with the first one, which was Speedrunner United versus E Street Slashers, which is King of the Cosmos. That's the coach of the flipping Pro Elves here.
12s.
And then we got
Yeah.
Scythe with his goblins. Got an expulsion, so Scythe tried to do some fouling, but this was very one-sided.
This was just pure one-sided BS. I mean, this is the thing what I've always said about elf teams. Once they get a decent amount of skills on them, they're just hard to get rid of.
And to be fair, Scythe didn't expect to actually make it to the playoffs because we had a former player that leave. If he's still here, he would actually made it and took Scythe's spot. But either way, we didn't want bots in there, so we have Scythe play. So
Yeah.
overall,
And
the High Owls had the higher advantage regardless.
yep. And welcome to the stream, Joe.
Hello, Joe. Welcome. But
Yeah, that match was just one-sided as hell. I mean, when I got a chance to watch it, I was thinking to myself, if Scythe could get a few injuries, he could turn into his favor, but he just couldn't do anything. He was just literally just bullied out.
yeah, he got snuffed up pretty quickly. But either way, sorry for you, Scythe. You did make the playoffs, I guess, technically. So good job in that aspect of with the Underworld team. Heck, his team overall did okay-ish. But either way, let's talk about the next one, which includes you, Black, with your
Yeah.
WWE High Flyers versus the Coway Contagions of Black,
Yep.
not Black, but Bright Ops team. So how did this go down?
Well, considering I was crippled
Yeah.
and nuffled in that match, big time, and the evidence is that even White Ops said he didn't feel any satisfaction in the match because, like he said, it just felt like I was just getting screwed out the entire event.
It was pretty one-sided.
Well, yeah, I couldn't.
Let's give people context on why your team was crippled so bad.
Yeah, because you filthy swine, just literally went on around. Everyone keeps complaining about being nuffled, right?
Right?
We've heard this many times from every coach. I'll tell you all right now, you don't know nothing about nuffling. You watched the match between myself and Gladiator. That was a nuffling.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back for a second just to show people on how bad he got nuffled right quick. Just to show everyone. I mean, it's insane. Like, he had so many injuries. It was like, where is it? There it is. And the thing is, I'm halflings, alright? He had a death. He had a bunch of, like, actually, no. Never mind. Anyways, statistics-wise, he did horrible. He sustained, well, I inflicted 5 injuries. I did a kill. He actually hurt himself as well, like with jumps. He was super nuffled, and the dice will show it as well. Well, that's me.
Yeah.
Flipping, he did
But
a
that
lot of
was-
dice rolls. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm saying I was literally going into that match pretty much a cripple. I couldn't really do much, and even Bright Up said himself, it was not much of a match. It was just me just trying to find a way to survive.
Yeah, it was pretty insane and very unlucky. Even more lucky with that match. You're already crippled. Nuffle just even kicked you when you're down. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But either way, Next one up was GW Rules Red Rockets, which was a Norse team,
Yep.
versus Dumbledore's enemy, which is Thanex's Chaos Dwarf. And
Yep. And I have to give Fanex credit. He actually went pretty far this season. And to be honest, this match was a very nip and tuck affair, but one mistake tipped the balance.
yeah, and
One
flipping,
mistake.
I would say that GW Rules was a favorite one in this match, just because he was so dominant with the overall season.
Yeah, but this is the problem with Norse. Norse teams have a horrific bad habit of when they go wrong spectacularly.
Well, the weakness of the Norse is that they all have block, which that's a strength, but their weakness is their armor. They all have low armor. Their big guy is armor value 8, so that's low for a big guy. Well, low-ish.
Yeah.
Their Ulfwiners are armor value 8, and then everyone else, including the runners, berserkers, throwers, and regular linemen, they're all 7. And their only trait to combat that is block, which, yes, block is a good combat trait. It's probably one of the best in the actual game. But for overall, other than that, like if you get a power, if you get a stumble, because most of them didn't have dodge,
Yeah.
it's against dwarfs that probably have a lot of mighty blow and guard, which I think Thanax actually did.
Yeah, he had a lot of guard, I know that much.
Yeah, so I mean,
the problem that happened was for GWs. I mean, we did go to overtime, but the problem is the attrition was starting to build and build and build, and eventually it got too much. Because this is the problem with Norse teams in general. Attrition is their biggest weakness, and when you're in a situation like what GW was in at one point, where he was like 3/4 of his team were out from knockouts, practically done for.
Yep. But either way, good job to Thanax for coming out and winning as the underdog. Because, like I said, I still feel like GW Rules was the favorite one in that match. Either way, let's move on to the next one, which involved Warden Bringers, which is human team, versus Redemption Past Death, which is Roger's undead team.
Oh god, I felt sorry for Roger in that match. He was just nothing was going for him.
that's Roger's trope though. His luck
Yeah.
is just actual garbage, and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's just that's how it is. I mean, it even shows with the dice rolls. He had 31s, 22 twos, and then everything else past that is okay, but unless he's trying to do a pass and
Yeah.
whatnot. But what I
Yeah.
remember, some of these guys are getting KO'd and whatnot. And by the way, for anyone who's watching, all these matches happen like when was it? Flipping a couple
I think
months.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, not a couple months, but yeah, a few weeks ago. So we're kind of scatterbrained for which team did what for these earlier matches, except what we did ourselves.
Yeah, I know for a fact the Boredom Bringers did well. They did their job, but I felt like for poor Roger, his luck didn't work out, and he tried to say he was Knuckle, but like I told him, well, you don't know Knuckling power. What happened to me? I was bad enough. Was you? You just got just a regular Knuckling.
You got a regular Nuffling. You didn't get the flipping borderline plague of Nurgle Nuffling.
Yeah, but this is, I'll be honest, this was pretty much not a good day for the office for Roger. I mean, it wasn't his worst Knuckling, but I would feel like that Knuckle played its hand in this match.
Well, speaking of Nuffling, someone didn't get a Nuffling, and that was Oathmaster in his next match.
Yes, now, alright, I'm gonna go out of a limb here on Joe. Joe, I know you did get knuckled a little bit in that match. I did watch it. But to go to the point, you are facing lizards, and yes, you didn't have much
Ogres.
luck. Yeah, but I'll be honest, this match was not pretty much in his favor, to be honest, to begin with, considering the fact he already had like 2 strength 5 players, which is very hard
Yeah, he
to
was
shift.
down 1 strength 5. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, Oathmaster has a Crocs and 3 strength 5 Saurus in this game. Or not this game, 2 strength 5 Saurus, because one was out, but he actually had 3. And I believe, if I remember correctly, Pyro Joe didn't have any tackle either.
He didn't, and that was another thing. This is the reason why I keep telling people. I keep telling you all. Get tackle in your squads, because it's the only way you're going to stop certain dodgy players, such as Skinks.
Yeah, going back to his team, overall, he had a strong team, but he did not have any tackle to deal with the dodgy skinks.
Yeah.
He had a strength 5 piece to argue with the line because it's Minotaur in strength 5, but no guard.
Yeah, but
He had a claw mighty low piece that could be really good, but overall,
can I be honest?
no skink.
Can I be honest about that player, the strength 5 dodger? Can I be honest about that one?
What's up?
The dodge, I have no problem with that skill pick. It's a good pick. But the strength of, I would not have picked it. I would have gone with block. That would make my blodge piece hard to bring down.
I can understand that. I can respect it, but I'm going to have to agree with Joe. Having a strength 5 piece is a lot better. Granted, this is a shorter span season, so he since he didn't have longer to actually build his team up, that's the chaos. That's the chaos problem with short seasons. They can't make their team super scary.
Well, I kind of disagree on that to an extent, because if you look what happened to you and me, which we are former winners with chaos.
Yeah. I know
seasons.
we can win with chaos early on, but chaos gets more scary the longer the season goes.
Oh yes, that's no argument there. Anyhow, let's scuttle along to what I call one of the shockers of this.
This is a big upset.
Not the biggest, but it's still a big upset. And to be honest, this one I think was Ronki's own undoing in this match. It was his own undoing.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, Soul, he's a good player and everything, but I mean, he complains so much about elves. You would think elves just embrace the hate and just take it to him.
Well, the thing is though, Soul did the smart thing in his half, controlled the pace. That's what he did. He controlled it. That means the elves couldn't run riot. They couldn't do anything. They had to build up and try and find a way to get around it. And eventually, one mistake from Ronki costed him.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, one wrong move in a playoff match can cost you the entire game, and in this case, it did.
Yep. I mean, nothing against Ronki. He did well to get as far as he did, but it's like I said during before the playoffs when we made the predictions. I predicted that Soul would be one of the winners because Soul's a good player, and he could drag the elves into a mosh pit.
And to be fair, the Dark Elves did have a lower TV value, I believe, at the time. And he already sustained a couple of injuries as well.
Yeah.
Halflings.
Yeah. I mean, look at it now. I mean, when he lost Def Nihilus and Def Vader early in the match, that's when things got a little bit shaky for him.
Yeah. And the Bretonian team at the time was really good. But still, very big upset for the league, but I wouldn't say the biggest.
No, there's someone for that.
But this one right here. Let's talk about my match now against the. I was Halflings, by the way. I play Halflings throughout this entire season. I got to the playoffs, which is a surprise to me, and I fought Kimry. So overall, I have to. Go ahead.
I have to admit, you were close to tabling the Kimry, but I think attrition finally got to you.
Yeah, attrition finally got to me. Overall, I think I did fairly decently for the trees. But at the same time, like, I'm fighting Malt, a previous season winner as well. Malt's a really good player. He knows how to position his players very well. He knew to mark my trees with skeletons and maximize his potential with his other players. And unfortunately for Halflings, I mean, this is any case. If you start losing too many Halflings, you lose the game. And I played really horrible with my star player. I should not have went in like that. But I was hoping that I can get it down on a big guy and run away. I got double skulls. What you gonna do? And it's a loner piece, so it would probably waste a reroll. So she went down. It was bad luck. I couldn't do anything about it. So it happens. She got fouled. Boom. But other than that, I think I played fairly well.
You played very well. It's just attrition finally got you, and that's, like I said before, like teams like the Halflings, like the Gobbles, like the Elves, like the Norse, even the Amazons. Attrition has always been an issue with them because unlike some teams who could survive on low numbers, these teams can't.
Halflings required to have the number advantage, and that's with any team. Like, they get star players and whatnot. That's one of their big advantages. But once they lose Halflings, people like think they're in the red when they lose like 3 players or whatnot. But that's not the case when you fight Halflings. the only two good players besides your star players are your trees.
Yeah.
But
So when you lose your trees, then you're in the red.
for halflings, yes. But like even then, like if you lose a lot of halflings, you're in the red for halflings.
Yep.
But people get like start panicking if they lose a lot of players against halflings, and it's like, dude, you don't have to do that. Just take on more halflings, you'll be good. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, for the entire season, what I did, I think I did very well for halflings, though.
Oh yeah. Anyhow, let us roll along to the biggest shock of the season, which was Speedy versus, well, Grim. The biggest shock of the entire round.
High elves. I mean, Speedy was pretty much second in place for the entire leaderboards under the pro elves, and he lost to one of the like
the lowest ranked team.
Not the lowest, but the second lowest. I think the lowest for the Europe division, though. I might be wrong.
Yep. He was the lowest in the European division, yes.
So that was
the thing is, though, right? It was the thing is I think we can agree on one thing about that match. It was like this was pure a pass versus runner's game, and the two teams literally went ham on this. They both know that a slugfest was not going to happen, so this was a game of who was faster and who was a better passer. Now, for those who aren't aware about Blood Bowl 3, the Skaven will not be the most speediest team out there anymore, and the Elves will not be the most passiest anymore because the fact that only the thrower can pass and the Gunners cannot go up to Lumen 13 anymore. But still, it showed that both teams were literally going for hell for leather for touchdowns. They were going for hell for leather.
Oh heck, I mean, in Blood Bowl 2 and in Blood Bowl 3, there'd still be a very passing team. Rats and the High Elves both are still passing on 2+ for the throwers. Everything else, no. Yep. But their throwers are still amazing. Heck, the Skaven throwers got better.
Oh yeah. But we have to agree on one thing on this match, though. I think this one. I mean, if you saw the dice, the dice gods were very fickle in that match. It was like they don't know who they were going to root for, and both of them went for it. But yet again, it boiled down to the overtime, and it boiled down to whoever got the ball was going to be the winner. And well, it went to Grim, and well, we know what happened next.
Well, heck, let's talk about overtime for a second. How many games do we have in this first round that went to overtime? Let's just take a count.
I believe we know Dumbledore did.
So that GWs versus Norris versus Chaos Wars, that's one.
Ochi's and Army of Dave went to overtime.
Yeah, so Skaven versus High Elves. My match did, believe it or not. Kimry versus Halflings did. And didn't the Dark Elves versus Bretonnians go as well?
No, they didn't. The Bretonnians won.
Oh, okay. I thought they went to overtime.
Yeah, but the others went to overtime. But the thing is, though, that shows the level of luck and skill of the coaches. But also it shows the teams how well they've been developed over the season.
And probably the funniest thing ever, we saw a flipping foot race between trees and skeletons.
It's not ways of Usain Bolt versus Linford Christie, but one thing for certain, it's been some hilarity, but I feel that this early stage had a lot of ups and downs.
Oh yeah,
some were predictable. Others, I mean, let's be honest, the speedrun match was the most boring because that was one side as hell.
Yeah.
But the Ochi's versus Army of Dave and the Dumbledore match, it was just non-stop action.
I mean, heck, like I'm just going to vouch for myself. The flipping Kimry versus Halfling match, I loved it the entire time. It was a great match.
Yeah.
But
I know probably King, if you're watching this and you feel a bit salty that I called you a boring match, well, come on. That is just, well, come on.
6-1 is a boring match, all right? Simple as that. No one can argue. Even him, he would even agree. It's too easy. But either way, let's talk about the next round, which involves the Pro Elves versus the Nurgle. Couldn't say his name. And it's another blowout.
Another boring match. That was just one side as hell. And again, that was just one side as hell. It was just like, let's skip that match. I'm sorry, Bright, but let's be honest. It was one side as hell. You've had no say in that match.
Well, let's be honest though. One thing we can say though, Nurgle is usually supposed to counter elves because of the disturbing presence. In this case, it was not.
Absolutely not. And plus the fact, I mean, they did cause a couple of injuries, but nothing like major. If he took out, like, say, the thrower and the blitzers, then that would be major. But I think it was just little, just worthless linemen that just got the punching.
Yep. But either way, let's talk about the next match, and that was actually surprisingly, this was a fun match to watch. The Chaos Dwarfs versus Humans. They went to overtime.
Yep. Now, for those who are unaware of this match, Fanex didn't talk in this match, but because when we got this match, it was late here in the United Kingdom, and his missus was next door, sleeping, so yeah.
It is what it is, but overall the match itself was really great. Fanex, you played well, man. You lost overall, but you did a good job. You tried your best, man. That's all you can do.
Yeah, but I do believe, though, Fanex made one critical mistake, and that was during near the end of the game where he could have surfed the ball carrier out, but he didn't.
Well, I guess he was thinking about ball positioning. At the later bit, he did a lot of bad positioning of his players, in my opinion, when I was watching the match. There's a lot of things he could have done, but he didn't do, and I was thinking, what are you doing, Fanex? Dude, no! And then he did. It's like, oh, well. And plus, he did risks that he didn't have to do. That's the issue. Like, I think he did one thing where he didn't have to do all those dodges and whatnot. And I was thinking, why are you doing that? You don't have to do those risks. You could just do this, and you're good.
Yeah. He could have done this and that, but I think we can all agree it was a mistake on his part. But, I mean, he got as far as he did, which is good.
It was a good match. It was a great match to watch, and I highly recommend anyone to watch it if you can. But either way. Let's talk about the next one.
So, the next match.
It's not much to say about this one. All right, I'm going to be honest. This match, it was a concede. We actually talked with the coach that conceded because he actually broke rules. But overall, what happened should not have happened. It might have been this one-sided if it kept on playing, but we don't know how the games work. Heck, a rock could come in and kill someone, so you don't know.
Yep. Now I am going to be honest about this match. When I was watching it, because at the time, for those unaware, me and Guy were preparing to do a little bit of a play session earlier in the day, and then we saw this, and I'll be honest, I could see where Saul was coming from. He was being nuzzled way out of the gate. He couldn't do anything, and I could understand his plight. But Saul, buddy, let me tell you something. I could have done the same thing against Gladiator when I was getting horrifically beaten.
He was getting beaten so hard, and it wasn't even a playoff match.
Yeah. But I stuck it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I stuck it out, lost. But if you stick it out, could get something back. But I can understand where you come from. But I do recommend all other coaches, if you ever watch this video, please don't quit. Play the match out. Because I'm going to be honest, Soul. Your decision, I'm going to be bold in this statement. Thanks to you quitting, you kind of gave off the title because you gave them more SP and you had more to play with.
More SPP, more cash. He gave him a lot of things. If he didn't concede, he would have had a lot less for money wise. He wouldn't get nowhere near as much SPP. So I can understand. I can respect Black saying that. Overall, it was a bad decision. You're angry. It happens. It happens to everyone, and I can understand that. But in a playoff match, even in regular matches, it's very don't do it. It's no one doesn't like it. The opponent player doesn't like it. There's rules for conceding, and if you want to follow those rules to concede, that's fine. Just follow the rules. Simple as that. But either way, let's get off that topic. Let's move on to the next one.
Now this one, how can I put it? It was pretty much some shenanigans came in to cause a bit of mayhem for poor for poor Grim. I mean, Grim tried everything, but it's just certain shenanigans just came out, just gives them some problems. Like the death was one of them.
Yeah. I actually didn't watch this match, or I might have. I just can't remember how it went. But I think usually, for what I do see, Grim makes some positioning decisions that is questionable, and I think that's probably what caught up to him.
Yep. And here's something I like to say. Again, no other European coach has got to the freaking semi-finals other than me. What in the hell, guys? Come on, step your game.
I beg to differ. I played in the Europe Division last season, and I got to the finals.
Yeah, but you're not... No. I'm talking about actual European players.
Oh.
Not the two that just come like barging into the league because we have to make up the numbers. But like I'm saying, I mean, think about it. I'm the only European player that's won the whole thing, and yet North America has won it 5 times. So it won it 4 times, and then Australians won 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Malt won one. Gajira's American. He won the first season. I won the second season. Malt won the third season. Oath won the 4th season. You won the 5th, and then we'll talk about what he did this one.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying to the European lot, step up.
Step it up. Well, to be fair, Oath is Canadian.
I mean,
he's not American.
We just consider them as North Americans, just light.
He's light North American. He's like Coca-Cola, Diet Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
All right.
Good boy. I'll probably get in the neck from Oath later, but hey.
You're Diet Coca-Cola American. Oh, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult at this point.
Considering what he got away with, I'm afraid it would be a good insult.
All right. Either way, let's go to the next round, which involves not a blowout. Neither one of these matches were blowouts. They were actually both very close for what it was.
Yep.
But
I'm gonna be honest with the first one. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, blonde.
That's who I was gonna talk about too.
Let's have a word with you. Why in Nuffle's ballsack do you think you could delay 8 turns against elves? You can't. As soon as you make one mistake, the elves are gone and they score, and that's what happened.
People make mistakes, but heck, I was gonna say like he did some bad ball handling. He did a blitz that he should not have done. He could have done a different thing and been a lot more safer. He got the one on the GFI, and then the elves just went to town on him.
Yep. I mean, look, even if you held out for 4 or 5 turns, score. It means he has to come straight back, and you could use that time to prepare a good, strong defense.
And hey, I mean,
never.
If you have a lot of players on where you can stall, I can understand, but you didn't. That's the issue.
Yep. Plus the fact you could have just went back, scored, force Dukes to go back. He would have to kick it. He would have to come back. It would have took him 3 turns at least just to get to a point where he could score. That would have given you more enough time to make a defense to go right. I know where he's going. Lock him in and try and hold him out for the remaining of the match, but trying to stall for 8 turns was just not the right way of going about it. Yeah. I'm never going to stall elves. Elves will find a way around you and just bust you open.
And King is a good player that knows how to play Agi teams, so I mean he proved it with his Skaven team before this season. So it's just he got enough in that match. But either way, overall, both coaches did decent overall. It's just I say that one made more mistakes than the other, and the King of the Cosmos took advantage of it, and he won the match.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep. Mhm.
Now the next match is.
Before we go any further.
What?
Before we go any further, there is something of announcement about the Blood Bowl 3. Now the anti-storm rule, we're gonna have to talk about that, but this is a perfect opportunity to talk about it. Because of the new anti-storm rule that's gonna kick in, Lon won't get away with half of the shenanigans he tried to pull in that match.
Well, he could if he gets lucky with the rolls.
Yeah, but how long can you? If you're gonna try and do that for like 5 or 6 turns, you're going to get caught.
I gotta understand if you try to do it 1 to 3 turns, but anything past that, you're gonna get hit.
Yep. So yeah, I recommend not stalling too long. I mean, if you want to stall, 3 turns obviously is the max to avoid potential death.
Yeah.
Or a mistake coming out of nowhere.
And heck, there is different ways you could stall as well. You can actually just make it where you have 1 GFI to do instead. But even then, you're like halfway down the pitch and they get around you, then they got you. So there's a different way to stall in Blood Bowl 3. But let's not worry about Blood Bowl 3 for now. Let's talk about this next match, which involves the Lizardman and the Kimry, which is a very close match, and I was very surprised on how well Malt did. Yeah,
but unfortunately for Malt, I'm going to be honest, the strength game finally overtook him.
It really did. The strength, it really wasn't the strength, it was actually the speed. the speed got to him at the overtime. Like, Malt tried his best to get close to the lizards and whatnot. The strength overtook his line, and then all Oath has to do is just get his skink close to enough to get the touchdown. And that's what he did in overtime and won the game.
And at that point, guys, he had a 4th certified player, which was like, what?
Yeah, flipping Malt didn't have any players. A lot of his KOs didn't come back, and he had, I think, a couple injuries, 1 or 2.
Yeah, but I mean, to his credit, Malt did everything he could to hold them back.
Malt played very well for against a team that's pretty overpowered with all that strength.
Yeah, but thankfully, I mean, but the new rules now that coming in, that kind of thing can be slowed down a bit.
Yeah, the strength of a player, like if you get a strength up, the price of that player skyrockets. It's like 80 extra K.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like, it's pretty brutal. I mean, the thing is though, I mean, like I said, I mean, when you look at, like, the speed game did favor Oath because of the skinks, but I kind of feel the strength played the biggest role, which is like, because Tomb Guardians couldn't bully their way through to help the other skellies to get in, it was just like very hard to push out.
Exactly, yep. And I mean, and Malt did well. He was targeting skinks left and right, dude.
Oh yeah, but it's just, he wasn't getting the good skinks, the most powerful ones.
He wasn't getting enough skinks. He got 2 good skinks, by the way. He didn't get all the skinks, and that was the issue. If he got all the skinks, it'd be a different game.
Oh yes.
But either way, good job to you, Malt, for getting that far. I mean, you did what you could for a team that's actually not that great. So, good job to you.
Yeah.
Either way.
Let us roll on to the finals.
And overall, this match was fairly decent. Didn't it go to overtime? I think it did. Or no. I can't remember. I think it didn't. Yeah, Oath got 2 touchdowns. And it really, what the case of this match was is attrition. Flipping King of the Cosmos
like,
suffered so many injuries.
Yep. I mean, that's what I was saying.
No, not injuries, KOs. That's what it was. Not even injuries.
But this is what I was saying about, I mean, he did get a death, but this is what I've been saying all along with elves. Attrition is their biggest weakness, because as soon as they start losing players, they struggle little by little.
And flipping, here's another thing. All right, so not only like in the match, he didn't get any of his KOs. If he got his KOs, it would have been a match. But he didn't get maybe only 2 KOs. He had like 5 or 6 players in the KO box. If he got more of those guys back, it'd been a lot better. But here's the issue that people don't understand about elves. And some elves can kind of negate that, like high elves, because they're higher armor. But if they lose players, they lose a lot of their advantages. They lose people to go on the front lines. Like, what would you prefer to go on the front line? A lineman with block? Or a blitzer with block, dodge, tackle, and everything else? What would you prefer? What would you want to put on the line?
I would put the blitzer, because at least he would survive.
No. If the person is attacking you, what would you put on the line? Say, for example, you're like fighting dwarfs, and you can put either a lineman or a blitzer on the line. What would you put?
Lineman.
That's my point. And that's the issue with elves. If they take a lot of attrition and whatnot, that's their failure. Because once you get those big price pieces on the line, they die quickly. And that's what happened in this game.
Oh yeah, but I mean, to King's credit, he did try, but like I said, like we've always said, Oath's team was just so overpowered.
It was like too strong, like literally too strong. He had flipping 3 pieces that were strength 5, block, and no loner with movement 6.
And you think that's bad, guys? At the end of the match, he rolled it out of curiosity, and he rolled 2 more strength ups. Even you and I both agreed this was ridiculous.
No, he only rolled 1 more strength up. So he had 4 or 5 swords at the end, and the Croxagore. So it was pretty insane. He pretty much had an ogre team at that point, which he already did, to be fair. 4 strength 5 pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was just ridiculous. I mean, I've seen weirder teams in my time. When I looked at Oath's team, I mean, it was just ludicrous. I mean, 4 strength ups. It's just like, right, I don't care who you are. You put those 4 on the front line with the Croxagore. It's just saying, right, you want to surrender your line to me?
You're not punching me.
Yeah.
You're going to die, regardless if you try to fight me or not. You had to put so many resources on just one guy And then I'm still gonna punch you back with my other strength 5 pieces that's right beside him. What you gonna do? You don't have any guard. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. It was. I gotta admit, it was utterly disgusting.
But I gotta give it to King of the Cosmos. He did his best for as long as he could. He got it to overtime. No, not overtime. He got it close to overtime. If he actually could have gotten it, I can't remember the match anymore. I can't remember if it was overtime or not. But he did great.
It didn't go to overtime. He did great, but it's just strength, just pure strength, just.
The strength got to him, and he couldn't take out the skinks like he wanted to. I mean, it's pretty hard, like I said, with all that strength. But either way, congratulations to you, Oath, for winning the match. I believe that you got really lucky with your rolls. You can blame Romkey, you can blame Johnny. I don't give two craps who you blame. You got too lucky. And I hope that never happens again.
And Soul as well, so you're going to have to...
Oh,
yeah,
you're
going to have to throw that lot of
You
balls.
can blame Soul a little bit too.
Yep.
Oh, man.
But, the thing is though, Oath is now the first coach to win 2 seasons, so now in the record books.
Yep, for the YouTuber League, he is the first coach that has won 2 seasons at the same time. I got really close until I got nuffled in the finals. But either way, it is what it is. It happens.
But, anyhow, let us scurry along to our next talking point.
Flipping top players. Let's talk about. I guess. What do you want to start with? The best thrower.
Yep, the best thrower.
And what we do to rank these guys, you're actually seeing this all live. We usually already have a list pre-made, pretty much, and we went through some of it already. But yeah, we're just gonna go some.
Each of us will pick a player who we thought was the best of positions, basically.
Yep, and this goes to regular season, not just playoffs. So then anyone can get it.
Mhm.
But either way.
You want to start the honors?
Sure, I can start it. Let's run to the Hall of Fame, and because we like looking through the Hall of Fame just because it's just really good. Wow, I just now noticed flipping high elves, or not high elves, but pro elves are in the most experienced of everyone. That's actually kind of funny.
Well, come on. Well, come on. Speedy did dominate that league like was no tomorrow.
No, I was looking at the Hall of Fame of I'm looking at the wrong thing anyways. I'm looking at the playoffs, not the Europe division or anything else. So the two big nominations obviously would be Grinder because he throws halflings.
Yep.
All right, but yeah,
I will.
David Beckham, AJ Styles, and then Red Windsor. They're all really good for the Europe side, but not really so much at Skaven.
Yeah, but I would give the thrower to David Beckham because when I looked at I mean, he has the highest score rate and pass rate out of both leagues.
Best throwers, 100 and something.
And he's also done the most passes.
Yeah,
I mean, he pipped AJ out by 1 point on passing.
Alright, for best throws though, my 2 nominations is AJ Styles and the high elf of David Beckard, whatever his name is.
Yep. Yeah, Beckham, yeah. Yeah, they were the best throwers. It was a bit of a throwing contest between me and Grim, but I'll be honest, it was a good throwing contest.
It was, and I mean, if we even look at this one, we had high elves and then David Beckham right there. So David Beckham's probably both of our number ones, and then followed by AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So that is the throwers. What do you want to talk about next? Runner, blitzer,
running backs, and my first choice is going to Cheddar from the Skaven. Oh, cheese.
If I can find it, they're the best rushers. Playoffs is going to be him. Yeah, Skaven's not even in there. Flipping, find it.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not going to pick Cheddar. Well, Cheddar was the best scorer, but the best runner for me in the European was a Bretonian called Guthra.
Yeah, Guthra had 402 yards. Let's look at the USA division, see if there's anyone that could beat that. I mean, wow, dude. There's a skeleton. Oh my gosh, he had 382.
Well, I think we found our 2 running backs.
Yeah, my nomination is the skeleton, just because he does like you don't ever see skeletons without many yardage.
Yep, and I'm gonna go with the Bretonian Goofer. He's going in.
All right, there's your best runners.
Yep. Sorry, Skaven, but you really didn't have much on the running game compared to these two.
Got outran by a skeleton. How about that sink in for a little bit? All right. Anyways, let's talk about blitzers now. Who do you think?
Yep. Right. This was a hard choice, but I'm gonna go with Death Nihilus.
Death Nihilus. You get to choose two because so many blitzers.
Yeah. Death Nihilus is one pick because he was the most violent in the European division, and for the other one, hard to say. I mean, there's plenty of candidates. Pick from each division, but my second pick will go to Spike Vegeta.
Yep, that's who I was going to say is one of mine, was Spike Vegeta, just because he was so good. I'm actually want to look at his team right quick, just so I can actually tell you which one of his blitzers I think is just looks better. And
yep,
it is definitely Spike Vegeta because that is a kill piece, and I love kill pieces.
Yep.
Heck, he is the most violent, I believe, for elves. On the USA side, dude, an elf doing work with killing.
And that's why I picked. And the Dark Elf for the European side was pretty much the better violent player. I mean, he beat Red Lettuce, which was a Skaven Rat Ogre just by a point, I believe.
Heck, the USA division most violent is Spike Vegeta. Heck,
yeah.
Let's just see.
And for the US,
I mean, he's most violent. He is second in place for serial killer. He is the best interceptor. So that's another thing. He's probably actually in the biggest brute category as well. He is. He's ranked 5th. So he's technically be in 3rd place in all reality because that's all 7. Yep. So Spike Vegeta is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best blitzers. And then my other choice, I don't even know.
Like I said, I mean, for the best one in the European division, like I said, I've given it to the Death Nihilus because he was just a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, really, really good. Let's see, what's my pick for that side? Yeah, I might have to agree with you. I think we're both in agreement for that. Death Nihilus is the biggest one for the Europe side for blitzer. So there you go.
Yep.
There's your two blitzers from both of us.
Yep. And however, for Red Lettuce though, don't be discouraged. You've made a strong case for being the best big guy though. A strong case.
I disagree. Grinder.
Sorry, but Red Lettuce beats you by 1 point.
Not in biggest brutes.
Yes, Red Lettuce is a brute. He's a rat ogre. He beats you
Yeah.
by 1 point.
Not biggest brute. He doesn't. Biggest brutes. I'm 2nd place. I have 9.
Yep, to Death Nihilus, which is freaking hilarious.
Are you looking at the playoffs or the actual division?
Actual division.
Because mine is showing 9. What are you looking at?
You're the same as him, 9.
He's not looking 9. He's 8. What are you talking about?
No, I'm referring to you, Graham, 9, and I was looking at most violent.
Yeah, I'm looking at biggest brute. Most violent, he might beat him.
We'll look into that a little bit later, because next stop on the blitzers is the receivers. Who was the best receiver?
Well, heck, technically we can you can say flipping him, and I can say mine. So that's that.
Yeah.
So that's best big guy. I say mine because I don't have loner anyways. So yeah, f you, Brad Ogre.
Anyhow, let's go to receivers, and I've already got my pick. On the European side, David Bowie.
I will disagree because I mean that's your European side. I'm gonna look at the other guys.
Yours is Zelda from the Speedrunners. Bowie beats him by 5 points. I mean, to be fair, I mean it's kind of expected with like receiving with the elves because the
I'm
elves were
gonna go
very
with
heavy
Rice Cake though.
passing this.
That's what I'm gonna do for the USA side. Yes, this guy is definitely better. It's just Rice Cake is just such a big impact for Blonde's team.
I was gonna pick Blonde's one of his blitzers, but yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna go with
fair
Rice
enough.
Cake for best receiver on the USA side.
Yep. European side, it would be it's Bowie that is no one comes even close to him.
Let me see. Let's see. Best. I'm looking. What am I looking at?
Receivers.
No. I know that. I was looking at something else.
I mean, there's no one that comes nowhere near this guy. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. It's glitching on me. That's what's going on.
Oh,
Because I was
good lord.
seeing USA side on the Europe side. I was thinking, what is going on? There we go.
Finally playing ball with you now.
It was weird. It was glitchy.
Well, to be fair, I mean, we are now reaching the end of Blood Bowl 2's lifespan, and they're just getting ready for Blood Bowl 3, so it can be expected.
I don't think they actually caught anything.
You're on best score, I believe, at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on best scores because I'm trying to look at the combination of who received the most and who actually scored and whatnot. Because yes, David Bowie did get a lot more receptions.
Yep, and he did score a few, but like I said, I think I'm going with David Bowie because I mean, come on, no one could get even near him, which is ludicrous.
I am actually going to go with this guy right here. The rat.
Is it
Greya?
Greya?
Yeah, whatever his name is. Not Cheddar, but the other one.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his bloody name.
Because he had 5 receptions, and then he also had 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, but he did all right. But to be honest, I'll be honest. I think
For who received
said,
the
Bowie
most, yes, David Bowie does deserve it. But for impact of the team that actually got the reception and scored a touchdown, this guy's better.
we can go on to agree on that one
Because
because
David Bowie, let's see, he had 5. So in all reality, if he caught a ball and then scored a touchdown, David Bowie would be the same as this rat.
yeah.
So that's why I'm going by it. And this guy has more scores. He's a better player for scoring touchdowns.
Oh yeah.
But that's my pick for the Europe side. All right. And what's next? We already did throws first one. We did blitzers. We did big guy. We did catcher.
Yep.
What's the
Now
biggest joke?
Ooh boy.
Oh wait,
question.
I know who. Let's go straight to the dwarf team, the Joe team. Where are you? There you are. Here's the biggest joke of everyone's existence. It's a runner with leap.
Oh god. Right. Before we go any further into this joke, Joe, what possessed you to do that?
It's Johnny who did
Seriously.
it.
Johnny, why? What possessed you?
Because I told him
I can-
to. He listened to me.
Oh god.
Ah.
Why, Joe? Why? I can
Johnny.
understand if
Why,
you
Johnny?
gave him like, if you gave him something like Mighty Blow or something, I could say, okay, fair enough, but
Or, I
Oh
mean,
my
for that
God.
case, he gave the other runner pass.
that's the funny thing about the dwarves because they don't have a pass stat, which is a bit worrying.
You're incorrect. The runner actually has passing on normals.
Oh yeah, but it's not very good though.
No, I mean, it's okay. It's the same as a human for agility.
But yeah, you can go with him as the joke, but to be honest, there aren't that many joke players, I would say.
Oh, wait
but
a minute. I got another joke player for you. And that's Bright Ops 2.
all right.
That's the Agi 2 Beast
Dude.
Nurgle.
Oh god. Yeah. I actually asked Bright that in in our match. I said, Bright, what possessed you to give him agility? He said, what does Scurry Ready get? I thought, well, fair enough, but wouldn't grab be a better skill to have than freaking agility?
Or Claws. Where's the claws?
Well, he couldn't because agility's 11.
Not claws. That's the normal for a beast to Nurgle. Claws. Like sharp claws. That's a normal.
Yeah, I don't know. He said because it's red that you get an agility 1 up or 4.
What's the point?
Yes.
He's not going to ever get the ball.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out myself, but why did you give him that? Oh my god, it was just like, what the hell, Bright?
I say that's a bad decision. Just like the leap. I was just trolling with Johnny to get the leap, but he actually.
Oh
did
god,
get it.
can you imagine? Imagine if for like hilarity he gave leap to Dipsy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god, and imagine, and out of funny shenanigans, right? Let's say he leaves and he succeeds.
That would be a highlight of the season.
You couldn't. I mean, a Snotling doing an interception is one thing, but that would be an all different level.
Right? I mean, it would. It would be hilarious. Oh man, but I don't know if we usually have any more categories than that because we went through pretty much everything. I guess
we do
maybe
have
best
one.
lineman.
Yeah. And I'm looking at probably one of the Kemi players. The which one was it again? Which one was the guy who I believe was a good player in the US division? It was one of the Kemi players. Where is he?
I know I killed a skeleton. There's Jim Morris that has block and dirty player.
Oh, there it is. Assam the Wise. I mean, if you look at his stats, that is an impressive Tomb Guardian. I mean, block, grab.
Tomb Guardian. I was talking about just regular linemen. I wasn't talking about big guys.
He's not a big guy. He's a regular lineman, technically.
For Malt's Kimberly team.
Yeah.
I don't see him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Mummy.
You just said Mummy. That's a big guy.
I wouldn't say he was big guy. I would say he was normal lineman, but we'll leave that to judgment. But
I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you talking? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you talking about Roger's team?
No, he's season 6, US Division, most violent, Assam the Wise. Redemption.
That's a Mummy on Roger's team.
Oh, it's a Mummy. I thought it was a Tomb guy because it looks so similar.
Yeah, that's a Mummy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I know who's a good lineman. All right. Where is he? Where is he? Here we go. Human team, and I am going to give it to Taxes.
Really?
Reason why? Now
choice.
listen to me. All right. So the reason why I'm giving to him is because he took so much punishment on the line, and he didn't just give two craps to it.
Are you sure it's not because you're trying to appease your Texas audience?
I already did my taxes. I don't know what you're talking about. No, but seriously, that's why I'm giving to him. Not only does he have a guard, so he's already a better lineman in that regard, but he took so many punches. I mean, it even shows it because it's stat down of his movement.
Oh yeah, he took some punches, but to be honest, normally I would pick like an Orc to be in the lineup, but Orcs have been really not that great this season. They've been pretty bad.
Yeah, well, we had a player that left mid-season from him, so.
Yeah, good point. If I'm gonna pick a lineman, I'm gonna go with Joe Armpit. I don't know why he named him that.
He went with a dwarf.
Well, it's a dwarf. It's a sturdy player. I would Joe Armpit as one of the linemen.
I'm surprised you go with like a Chaos Dwarf or a Chaos Warrior, because those are good players. I went with Tax just because it's like I seen him play and I seen him just tank so many flipping hits, so he got lucky.
The problem was I'm gonna be honest. The problem with really the Chaos Dwarves, they were spending more time getting injured than they were actually playing. And that's what's terrifying.
Okay, I can understand.
You think about it.
Either way, that's our two recommendations. All right, now let's talk about the most multiverse and not MVP yet, multiverse, and I'm just gonna give it to all of Oath's big guys, not the Croxagore, because They're strength 5. They have block. They have movement 6. They got so many touchdowns for a flipping lizard saurus. I mean, there you go. Any of the big guys, they got it.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone, but it's true. I mean, those strength 5 lizards were just dominating this whole season, which was just ridiculous.
He had 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 5 at the end of it. Heck, I can't even. Let's just take a look. We got it right here. His team's right here. I know he got 1 at the end. Okay, so all right. So he had 3 besides the one he got at the end. This is an ogre team now. they're multiverse. They have movement 6, strength 5, and they were getting touchdowns. Heck, let's just take a look at this guy. Did he get any touchdowns? Let's look at the stats. 2 touchdowns. There you go. That's a great example.
Oh.
And he got a kill.
Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
Why are you in trouble?
Listen to this. This is from Oath. Diet Coke North America. Let's just say I am watching the VOD. I'll get caught up in a moment once I listen to all the playoff portions. Oh. You heard? Well, come on, it's true. Yeah, Canada is basically North American light.
Take it as an insult or as a compliment. I don't care which, because that's what they are. They're.
Well, to be fair, if any Canadians hear this, they'll probably want to. I mean, come on, guys. It's all a bit of tongue in cheek.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's really good. It's really funny.
Unless you're one of these people that get easily offended.
If you're easily offended, then you need to go take a bath or something. Get out of here.
Yeah. Anyhow, now that we've taken care of the MVPs and we've taken care of this, now it's time for what we've all been waiting for. The review of Season 7.
Alright, I won't be able to actually show it here. But we got a list for people who get to pick, and then they pick their different races. This season we did it slightly different, because it doesn't actually mention the rules. But we only had 22 players. Technically, one is a bot because of bye week, or a person coming in as a fill, whatever. So we had 22 players. So I rolled a random number for which teams would be available, and we're not having Lizardmen or Norse. That was random. That wasn't because of Oathmaster or anything else like that. Anyone in the Discord can see that I did it randomly, including you. You can actually vouch for me, Black.
Yep. Yep.
So, what we're going to do for this talking segment is actually go down the list of the picks, and then we'll see who they picked, and understand why or how or what's the reason for it, okay?
Yep.
So, let's start with our rookie player. Let me get it right. Dermot, whatever his team is.
Yep.
And he picked Chaos. That is a respectable pick. Respectable, understandable. Chaos is a good, decent team. Mm-hmm. And for what I hear, he's a Lizardman starter. Like, that's, or main, Lizardman main.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the name of his team is called Glitter Chaos, which is quite a unique name, I'll have to admit. Quite unique.
Yup. Very, very unique.
I don't remember Chaos being all glittery. I remember him being soaked in gore.
I don't know. This guy's, I don't know. But, okay, he took my advice. Alright, so what he had before he changed this up, he actually had a Minotaur in here, and you only have 1 reroll. Okay?
Ooh, now, I'm gonna be honest. In one hand, having 4 Chaos Warriors and Minotaur is like a strong line out. But that 1 reroll, no, not for Chaos.
Not for starting Chaos. And this is coming from 2 people who won with Chaos in the playoffs. Don't do it.
No. With Chaos, you can either go one of 2 ways. 12 players and 2 rerolls, or 11 players and 3 rerolls. Take your pick.
Yep. So, I mean, overall, this build, this is a normal Chaos build. 4 Chaos Warriors, 3 rerolls, and the rest Beastmen. Hopefully you don't get a bad injury. I mean, if you get it on a Beastman, whatever. They didn't level up, unless it's like an MVP that got injured. Oh, well. I mean, the first game is going to be like that. So, most likely you're going to get your money back. You're going to get a 5 or 6 to get the Apothecary. So, that's fine. Yeah. I agree with this. Good pick for the first pick. I agree with all of it. As a Chaos player, I might have picked him, but I probably wouldn't because I already won with Chaos. Maybe in Blood Bowl 3, you might see me return to Chaos. But,
well, it's either that or Renegades, 1 or 2. So
one of the 2.
You've got
one of the 2. But either way, the next pick
it's got a little long.
made by Caveman. He's number 2 pick. And Caveman, he picked, if I can find it,
Tonians.
Bretonians. Not a bad pick for number 2. A lot of other picks you can go with. There's Chaos Dwarfs, Dwarfs, there's Elves. But okay, I can understand that. Might have probably gone Humans myself.
The name of the team is the Knights That Go He. And that's a Monty Python reference.
Let's see how much they're laughing once another team gets a hold of them. That's a bashy team.
Yeah, but I mean, what we're seeing in this team, it's standard affair.
Very standard.
I mean,
4 blitzers, 4 blockers, and the rest linemen. He's going to have 3 linemen on the front lines. They're going to be using Finn. Great job. I like this build. 2 rerolls, no apothecary. I can understand it. I might have dropped a blitzer and got another reroll and apothecary and just replaced with lineman. I think that would have been enough. I can't remember. That or just get a lineman and apothecary. One of those 2.
Yeah, but to be honest, I would have dropped the blocker actually because here's the thing: you drop the blocker, you would have gotten an apothecary and you could have replaced it with a easy with a lineman because
he wouldn't.
Don't get me wrong.
A blocker's 70k. He wouldn't have enough for another lineman. Linemen are 40k.
Yep.
So
we had enough for a lineman. Yep, and he could have gotten rid of the assistant coaches, and he would have had enough for.
Oh yeah, he could have gotten rid of the assistant coach. I didn't see that. Why do you have assistant coaches? Get rid of them right now.
Yep. You can see where I'm going with, but
so you can have more for an apothecary. Like, you go on 1 apothecary for the first thing you get, and having those assistant coaches, yes, they're good on the 1 roll or whatever the average is for the roll of brilliant coaching. It gets a +2 or something like that. But in this case, it's bad because you want your money for the apothecary. So that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Not bad for a 2nd pick, but I mean, you could have picked a better team. That's just me.
Yeah. This was interesting because as we're going to explain the draw, no one took any of the dwarf teams early. This was surprising.
In my opinion as well. I thought that was very surprising. But either way, let's move along to the next one, and that is Double Fire. And probably the most insane person ever, if I do say so myself.
That's putting it mildly.
He picked halflings.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, for those who are unaware, he has not put his team forward yet. We're hoping to have that later on today, and we'll find out what he's picked.
Probably what he's going to go with is either he's going to go with my usual strategy of halflings, having 600 2 trees, rest halflings, 1 reroll, no apothecary, and get induced players. That's what he might do.
Yeah, he might. But I hope to the heavens he doesn't do what he did to the goblins last season. I hope to heaven he doesn't repeat that.
I hope he doesn't either. If he could go the 800 route where he gets another reroll and a few more halflings, he could do that. Don't go 1,000. Whatever you do not go 1,000. You want your halfling chef. Trust me.
Yeah. But depends. I mean, you gotta remember one thing about Double-Fire. He is a bit of a lunatic at times. He's a bit unhinged when it comes to some of his plays.
He's a crazy player.
So,
I guess he wants something different, so I can understand it. I say this is a horrible pick for number 3.
How that got to number 3, I was shocked when I heard what halflings in number 3. What?
It was insane. Either way, let's move along to the next one, and that is Johnny. And he picked Wood Elves. That's a respectable pick for number 4.
Right. I'm gonna have to say this right now, right? I know he couldn't pick dwarves because he already had them last season. I thought he was gonna go back to his chaos, or go Norse, or go chaos, right? I figured he would go for a bash team. What else? An interesting choice, I have to admit. But the question we must ask ourselves is, as we check out his team right now, that's where we're going to have to see if he's got it right. I mean, this is what's really worrying.
This is not a bad team.
This is what I'm really worried. It's not. I mean, but there is two big problems I see. Yeah.
Get rid of your catcher. Get a flipping lineman. Well, actually, no. He can't really do that because he gets 70k. That won't be enough for apothecary. So this is fine overall. I don't mind the tree pick. I think that's fine. Because he's gonna have a line. He's gonna have someone to hold the line, hold it down. I agree with that. Because that's what I usually go with.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not very happy with this setup, and here's why. And you might agree with me or disagree with me, right? I would not have taken the catcher. I would have taken for a second War Dancer and have those two just run roughshod.
He wouldn't have enough
Wait,
money,
because
dude.
he would, because if you go with the catcher, right, which is 90k.
Mm-hmm. He only has
And
16k. That'll be 100k.
oh yeah, 100k, yeah. So yeah, you're right. But the thing is, though, right, this is what I'm a bit worried about because don't get me wrong, the treatment is a good pick. He is a strong player, right?
It's either a tree or
Think
another
about-
War Dancer. That's he picked overall fine. You usually get one War Dancer, or another War Dancer, or a tree. One of those is going to happen. So he's going to have a guaranteed one War Dancer. He could have picked a thrower if he wants to, but that's kind of niche. Rather have the catcher because he's quicker. Now, yes, he's a strength down, but I mean that's another target you can throw at that's moving 8. That's just down the pitch. So I agree with this. I don't mind the tree, man. You can either swap the tree with a War Dancer if you want more of a blodge. But he's going to get another War Dancer. His tree's going to hold a line, so you'd have to put Lyman down there. So he's losing less players.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, we got to look at, though. I mean, this is Johnny we're talking about here. And we all know Johnny is a bit crazy.
He can be if he chooses to. He can be smart. By the way, he actually has played with War Dancers, Wood Elves before, in Season 1 as a fill-in coach.
Yep. Now, to be fair on him on that one, he was just covering for a player that quit. However, this is now Johnny, what I'm looking for Johnny, a baptism of fire with this team. Let's see what he could do if he was given the proper time.
I might have to get onto him about some names, though.
Yeah, we'll have to question that another day. But some of those names just doesn't seem kosher to me.
Yeah, it shouldn't be in our league. So either way, we'll talk about Johnny about that later. Actually, that makes me want to look at the other teams that we just went through.
All the others weren't bad. Just that one was a bit questionable.
I might have to get on to our new coach for the Bretonians as well. Which is necessarily not exactly bad, but I don't know. Kind of just not really necessary. But either way, that's a different story. Let's move on to the next pick, which was Swin.
Now, this is something you all need to know in content. Swin kept saying if the dwarves reached him, he would take them. He didn't. He went with someone else.
He went with vampires.
Now, right. The 4 rerolls, I'm fine with. However, 4 vampires, that is a bit risky.
I'm going to agree with Black here. I'll take out the vampire, get an apothecary, get another lineman.
Yeah, because, don't get me wrong, 4 vampires at full pelt are devastating. But the problem with the vampires is, as we all know, if they roll a 1, there's a problem. And considering you got 4 of them, you've got like 1 in 4 chances of getting a bloodlust.
1 in 6 chance.
1 in 6 chance. But with 4 of them, the odds get more stacked.
It's a 1 in 6 chance for each time. And if you bite off Thrall, that's great. But it's the issue of your Thralls. You only have flipping. What is it? 6?
6 of them.
1, 2, 3,
7.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Thralls. They're gonna get punched.
Yep.
Because you're not gonna put your vampires on the line. I don't believe you will. If you do, then okay. You just lost a vampire. Because if you fought me, I'm gonna flip and foul that guy.
Who wouldn't? I mean, don't get me wrong, the vampires got regen and all that. I mean, if the vampires can get a good run and get some skills on them, they're going to be devastating.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is, 4 vampires, don't get me wrong, I would bring 4 vampires in a little later. Say, like, around about match like 5, when you've got, like, the 3 vampires are stable and you could bring another one in because you've got more thralls to back them up.
And heck, in Blood Bowl 2020, I don't know if it's in Blood Bowl 3 yet, the vampires' bloodlust has changed to animal savagery, so they can melee a person instead. And that's why I say vampires in Blood Bowl 3 are better, because if you only have vampires on the pitch, they could be punching each other and still be doing stuff. In Blood Bowl 2 or any other Blood Bowls past that, if you only have vampires on the pitch, guess what? They're gonna be going off the pitch. So
yeah, I mean, they're not in the Blood Bowl base game at the moment, unfortunately. They're going to be in a DLC. But this could be, I mean, don't get me wrong, we could be wrong. This could be a good setup, but if it goes horribly wrong in one match, it can backfire to the nth degree.
that's why we're giving you warning, Swin. You might want to fire this one vampire, get a thrall, get an apothecary, because if your vampires die and they don't regenerate, or a thrall dies and you really want them as that turn 16, you can use it. Like, I mean, it's not bad. It's mediocre for the thing, but it's just a big risk. This is a risky decision on what he's picked. 4 rerolls, I agree. 4 vampires, I can understand. Might not go with.
And welcome to the chat, Overmaster.
Oh man, I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm looking at flipping. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Master, sorry about that. I was looking at Discord because I see people and talking about that. Either way, I'm on the chat now. Looking at the chat now. Either way.
Yep. Anyhow, let us shuffle along to the next pick,
Which is Scythe, and Scythe is just as crazy as anyone else.
Yeah. Now, Scythe picking the ogres, which we all know it's a Dragon Ball theme, so don't know what that means.
Vegeta, I am back. It's Nappa.
Now, here's something that intrigued me right now. This is something that's intrigued us, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's 4 gold, 1 reroll to get an extra Nobbler and a apothecary.
I agree with it.
I do agree with it. I think that is a good choice. Because, 1, he's already now got medics on standby, and he's got, you know, he's got decent amount of rerolls. 3 is still decent, but
He's got a bench too.
he's got a decent bench. Because we all know Nobblers will die easy unless you're my Nobblers who ridiculously outlasted a lot of people, which is
And to be
shocking.
fair, you didn't fight any really good dwarf players. No offense to dwarf
still-
players are playing, but yeah.
But this is a good, solid team. I mean, we all know hilarity is going to ensue when it comes to the ogres. Hilarity will ensue, so don't expect much from Scythe except for probably casualties.
He's gonna be killing people, and then he's gonna foul you, and then he's gonna poop on your corpse when you die. Okay?
Or he might end up-
he loses all of his Nobblars, then there's nothing but boneheads on the field.
That's the risk you take with ogres.
Either way, for a pick of the draft, I don't agree with it. For funny, of just being funny and enjoyment, I understand. You want to play something different. You want a challenge. You want to play ogres. You want to punch. You're gonna lose people, mostly Nobblars. That's fine. And if he gets 6 ogres, that's a strong team. You won't be. Just gotta take out the Nobblars, but try to get past the ogres. Seriously.
Yep. But we also gotta look at one other fact as well. And for those who are unaware, when Blood Bowl 3 comes in, the ogres will be the most deadliest team because in the new rules, because in the new rules, the Nobblers will not count towards their team value. So as you could see, they are 1,000. That will drop radically down to 700 or 600.
I can't remember the
plus
things for it. But yeah, ogres are way stronger. Not only because of that, because of swarming as well.
Yep, and also punt. They got the kick punt skill.
Yeah, they got a ogre punter now as well, so they can punt a Nobblar and they can throw a Nobblar, so they can be doom diving at you literally. Only bad thing is the punter can also kill your Nobblar if he fails.
Yep, because apparently according to the lore, because I did read the lore, when the punter kicks a Nobblar, there's a chance he could explode in a matter of gore.
Yep.
Because the kick is that hard.
Yep. And that's hilarious, and that is the Ogre Nobbler way, and I really love it. And another thing, not only is there Swarm, you can also get another thing called, like, it's a new, what you want to call it, inducement that you can get, where you can get players off the fans, like a 1d3 extra players.
Yep.
So that's really good for Nobblars.
Plus the fact as well now, ogres now have access to Strong Branch, which is freaking terrifying.
That is pretty scary. So you can also go the inducement build if you want to with ogres. If you decide. Not many people do.
No, but the fact that we also got a Snotling team, which unfortunately they're not in the base game, unfortunately, which they're terrifying if, you know, what they get. But we'll leave that to another date.
We'll leave that to another date, another video, probably whenever Blood Bowl 3 comes out. But either way, let's talk about the next pick, which was by Joe, and probably one of the most reasonable so far. And he picked Chaos Dwarfs.
It was no surprise there. I mean, if the Chaos Dwarfs or the Dwarfs were available. However, Joe, can I ask you a simple question?
He's probably
Why
saying
did you
this.
get rid of? Why did you not buy the 2 bull centaurs? You only took 1. I'm a bit curious.
Yeah, that's a very questionable decision in my opinion as well. I probably would have taken out the hobgoblin, taken out 1 dwarf blocker, and got the other bull centaur. That's just me.
I mean,
I understand the
I mean,
forward
what
rolls.
is-
That's fine because you want the rerolls because they're way more expensive than your apothecary later on.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Oh yes, but like I said, I mean, this is the thing I'm a bit worried about this team. I mean, 1 bull centaur, right? I mean, we all know bull centaurs are good playmakers and breakers, right? Because they are fast.
Actually, you have to take
Can
out
hit
another
hard.
reroll.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking the math. Because if you take out 1 blocker and then 1 hobgoblin, that's only 1,000. You have to take out at least another reroll, so you can have.
I mean, if you took out a
players or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, 4 hobgoblins, yes, that gives you more ball control, but remember the hobgoblins don't really get good until they get to level 3, when they've got like a couple of skills under their belt.
Well, if they have sure hands to pick up the ball to hand it to the bull centaur, I understand that. That's fine. But he only has 1 bull centaur. I know the blockers is going to be on the line. They're going to be punching. They'll be trying to do kills and whatnot. But the bull centaur,
Yeah.
it's like the go-to piece for chaos dwarves. It's your runner. It's your blitzer. It's the guy that goes down the line. And if you have some extra hobgoblins, you protect them. He's your strength 4 runner. That's what he is. And he's really not even movement 6 at this point. He's actually movement 9 because of his sprint sure feet.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he has a strong lineup with 6 dwarfs. That's a standard thing. It's a strong lineout. Couldn't argue with that. It's just his backfield is a bit questionable.
I would have gone the other bull centaur myself as well. I agree. I can understand this build. It's not bad. It's still 1,000 TV value, and he wanted more rerolls, so I can understand those things. You're probably not going to get a Minotaur because they suck on Chaos Dwarfs. They're not bad. I like Minotaurs, but the Chaos Dwarf Minotaur, you would love to have a regular Chaos Minotaur. Trust me. Either way, not a bad pick. I agree with the pick choice for the draft. I mean, he's flipping. Which place was it? I'm not even looking at it.
I think he
1,
was
2,
the 7th pick.
5, 6. So yeah, he was 7th pick. So yeah, I agree. Next one's up for the pick. Do you want to talk about it, or do you want me to do it?
Yeah, I want to word with you.
It's Roger.
Yeah, Roger the Dodger. Roger, why did you not pick dwarves? You had the opportunity to have a very strong team.
Very
Wait, don't get me
strong.
wrong. What you picked was a decent team, which was the where are these buggers?
It's a tier 2
Hey, you
team.
what?
It's not a
Yeah.
for overall. It's not a bad pick, but you could go down. You could have gone humans is a better pick for draft wise. I understand you want to play something unique. I respect that. Uniqueness, playing something
Now,
different, playing experimenting. I can respect.
this is pretty much a carbon copy of my list when I first started last season.
I'm trying to get to it. There you are. I mean,
It's literally.
it's fine.
It is.
It's a
car-
normal
It's a.
Kislev team.
Be honest, it's not a bad list. I mean, 9 out of 10, you're going to use like the catcher as your main ball carrier / passer because that's what he does.
Agi 4, it's to be expected. Just gotta protect them the best you can. Position your people very well. You have leap, long legs, but you're still leaping. I think on a 3+, so that sucks
Yep.
for you. And you're gonna go through your rerolls. That's why you got 4. That's fine. I
Yep.
respect that. Wait, save your money up, which you have done for apothecary. I fully agree. This is a Nuffle field team, so once you start getting bad luck, you're gonna get more, and then you're gonna hate Blood Bowl more. And you with bad luck, it's a big flipping, what you want to call it, mix of nonsense. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Well, while we're talking, Parrot just commented why he didn't pick. He said, as for why I didn't go 2 Bull Centaur, simple. You know me, I need the rerolls. So basically, he's
agree.
going off his past experience.
He's going up,
Alex.
and that's why I said it was just a respectable build. I can understand why you went that way. The rerolls are a lot more cheaper. Buy them first off before your first match. Get the rerolls out of the way so you don't have to worry about them ever again. Get your Bull Centaur, because your guys are armor value 9 or 7 if you're a Hobgoblin, but you're not going to worry about Hobgoblins. You get the Hobgoblins to hand it off to the Bull Centaur, and he's going to go to town to get flipping touchdowns and whatnot, and 6 Chaos Dwarf blockers. is great starting out. I mean, you got more than the usual for most Chaos Dwarf teams. It's a respectable build. I'm fine with it. It's just I personally like the extra strength. That's just my playstyle.
Anyhow, let us shuffle along to you.
Hey, I get to pick next. Oh yeah, and I picked dwarfs. I'm boring.
Yeah, which you've already been called out by a lot of people how boring you are, but that's a moot point.
Well, I already said that to begin with. I even said it.
I mean,
like I said at the beginning before the draft started. Oh, Swin, you're gonna pick dwarfs again, man? You're boring. And then I picked it.
Now, this is a standard dwarf team. Nothing to write here. To be honest, it's pretty much the standard build.
Standard build, 2 runners, 2 blitzers, 2 troll slayers, the rest longbeards, 3 rerolls, because I'd rather have a reroll than an apothecary, because they're going to get more expensive after my first game. Armor value 9 and 8 overall. I don't really need apothecary for the first game.
Well, to be fair, I mean, in Blood Bowl 3, you will struggle with the... If anyone picks dwarfs, they're going to struggle, because the blockers, I think they got moved up 5k more per blocker.
No, what happened is the troll slayer, or it might be the blitzer and the runner. Either the troll slayer, blitzer, or runner. One of those 3 got increased by an extra 10 or 5k or something like that. So you can't get this exact build at the beginning of Blood Bowl 3.
Nope. I've just checked. I think it's the troll slayers and the runners. They both got that increase up.
They got like 10 or 5 increase for the cost. So it makes it so you can't have this even thing. But I mean, that's Blood Bowl 3. We're not Blood Bowl 3 yet. We're in Blood Bowl 2. So I get this even build. It looks very nice. Get all my positionals, and I'm saving up for an apothecary, then a flipping death roller.
Well, no surprise there, unless you have bloody Fanexes like with dwarfs where they die in prodigious fashion.
It's okay, Mass. I'm be like you, but better. That's an insult. Oh shit. I'm going to actually get touchdowns. I'm going to play the dwarves like they're supposed to play in Blood Bowl, okay? I'm not just going to go after straight kills. I'm going to still kill you. Trust me, I'm dwarfs. I'm going to do it. But yeah, it's just dwarfs. It's going to be boring dwarfs. Counter dwarfs are usually elves, something quick, whatever. Say goodbye to your line then. That's all I had to say if you're going to run past me. Either way, draft pick, I say it's great because no one's ever picked dwarves. They should not have been this low. So I'm happy because I don't think
how they got this low is
I don't know.
Beyond me. It's how they got that low is even. I gotta admit, a lot of people will question me. How the hell did they get this low? I think someone said it best. What the hell's going on? This draw down would go down in history.
I mean, flipping, we got halflings, ogres, and vampires picked, and Kislev picked super early. So
yeah.
I
mean, these are teams you would expect to be in the later category. No, they were the first, which is like, eh.
And flipping plus, like, yes, this is easy mode. I understand that it's easy mode, but I'm gonna make sure that all y'all get punished for giving me an easy mode team. I'm the big bad guy of the league. I'm supposed to do that.
Well, it depends what you get, who's going to face who early on, but we won't know that until the last 2 teams show up.
The only team I'm kind of worried about is any kind of teams that have mutations or claws later on. Like, say, for example, I fight Chaos, like, second turn from last or whatever. That's going to suck. But at that time, I also have a flipping, what you want to call it? A death roller. So, yeah, you want to fight my death roller? Bring it on.
Yep. Anyhow, let's just scurry along, which is my turn.
Indeed. I stole dwarfs, so you couldn't pick them. And oh, you're gonna pick something I could destroy. You picked Amazons.
Well, to be fair, it was either them or the elves, and I made a vow that I would never pick elves.
I mean, dude, elves are so much more better than Amazons, though. Like, seriously, not just joking. Elves, now maybe not starting off. Starting off, Amazons are better because they have 4 blotch pieces. But later on, elves get way better. And they have Agi 4. So, I mean, I disagree with the pick. I would personally either gone orcs or... Which you already picked orcs. I know you don't know why you didn't want to pick them. But I would have gone either orcs or elves. Since dwarves were right.
The thing is, though, I mean, at the point, Necro and orcs were up for grabs. But to be fair, I've already played them. And I've already played them in the past. So I figured, you know what? I'll pick something else. And I will not pick elves because... Elves are boring by the numbers, and it's just like there's no fun in them.
Yep. I mean, I can understand.
So
I think elves are a lot more challenging than what people actually realize.
Yep.
But I mean, it's just people. You
And,
don't want to play elves. I can understand.
and welcome, Soul, to the chat. Welcome, buddy.
Finally, you made it. You flipping scrub. It's about flipping time. Oh shoot.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, my team. If for those unaware what the theme is, it's superhero women.
And the thing
So
is,
they're
like,
all women.
dude, these Amazon teams need to get flipping a little bit nerfed. I mean, starting out with 4 rerolls, apothecary, 2 fan factor, 4 blitzers, a thrower, and a bunch of line women, all with dodge. Like, that's insane for price. Okay, like, that's ridiculous.
But the thing is, though, I mean, you gotta remember, it takes me a little longer to get. It would take me a little while to get the other women up to snuff, but.
I'm surprised you didn't go
Like
with
I
the
said-
thrower, though. I'm surprised you didn't downgrade a reroll or got rid of your fan factor and upgrade to a thrower. I'm surprised you didn't do that.
I've got a thrower?
Oh, you do. I was looking. No, I meant to say catcher. My bad. Not thrower. Catcher.
The problem with catcher is there's no point in getting a catcher because all of them do the same thing. I mean, yes, I get a reroll on a catch. That's the only difference. But the rest of them just do the same job.
And you got 4 rerolls, so I guess that's okay.
Yep, and an apothecary and 2 fan factor.
I would disagree with the fan factor. I would have gone with a cheerleader or coach assistant because fan factor it can go away.
Oh yeah, but it's
unless
just
I'm thinking about Blood
it's-
Bowl 3. I can't remember.
No. What I've done is what I've done with the fan factor is because I know the fact in Blood Bowl 2 to get more money quicker. Because I know I'm going to need a lot of replacements pretty quickly when I face you and Link and Joe.
Yeah.
So I need quick money to replace.
And the bad
Just in
thing
case
is,
this
like,
gets out of hand.
yeah, I'll be going Mighty Blow guard on my dwarf pieces. I can tell you that much. Oh shoot! But either way, let's go to the next pick.
Anyway, yep,
which
let's
is
scurry along.
Romkey. He picked the team that
Yes.
I fully expected, and he picked Orcs. Fully expected it.
Well, fair. It was pretty much inevitability someone was going to take the Orcs because, like I said, I couldn't take the Orcs because I figured, I've already used Orcs in Necromancer, and it'd be boring if I did it again. So you know what? I'll just pick a different team for fun. And let's look at this team, and it's the standard affair. Let's be honest. It's a very standard affair. 4 blitzers, 4 black Orcs, 2 linemen, a thrower. Now this is what interested me a little bit.
He picked
An
Apothecary
apothecary right off
over
the
a
bat?
reroll. Yeah, I
Yes,
can
now-
understand it, but at the same time, I can understand where you're going because Apothecary is going to stay the same price the entire time. Reroll will not.
Yeah, and similar fact as well, their armor, you need 10 to even hurt these guys. So, in one of the few teams, you could just not get Apothecary for the first couple of games and get a reroll and then get money to build up.
Yep, the only team that starts with
Isn't it-
claw is Necromantic, so, I mean, yeah, you're pretty good on
Yeah.
flipping Apothecary. Unless you fight, like, trees or something, or anything with Mighty Blow starting out, then you're pretty good. I mean, and the only thing the Mighty Blow does is -1 on armor or the injury. Or not -1, but +1. Whatever it is. Negative, plus, whatever.
I mean, he's got 20k already, which is interesting. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't use the 20k, right? In my honest opinion, pump it into like cheerleaders or assistants or fan factor, like 1 to 2, because to get like either control the kickoff or more money quickly to get a troll or gobble. Stew.
I can understand why he doesn't use 20k, but at the same time, you already have an Apothecary. In that sense, I guess you can save it up for the troll. But and what Romkey said in the chat is he's very anxious. He doesn't want to get effed over if someone does get hurt or whatever. I can understand that, but at the same time,
Yeah, but
your blitzers are so
I'm-
cost effective. Your black orcs are so cost effective. If they do get an injury, you fire them, get another one really quickly. It's not gonna take that long.
he said, "Getting a troll? Are you nuts?"
Eventually, you will. I would
Romkey.
say get a troll.
Trolls are good. Gives you another option with the turn 1 bomb throw with the gobbles.
Yeah, you eventually get a
There is
goblin, get a
options.
troll, and the troll's more strength on the line. All he is to gum up the line.
Pretty
But
much.
either way, let's move on. I say this overall,
Yep.
like it's a good build. I mean, that's what you start with. Throwers,
Yep.
1 thrower, 4 black orcs, 4 blitzers. Really good start. You can use a lineman to either foul or protect your flanks, or vice versa. Put them on a line, 1 black orc. There's a lot of orcs in Blood Bowl 2 is very versatile. Blood Bowl 3 they get slightly
Yep.
nerfed, but we're not in that game.
But that's another date. But
Yep.
Anyhow, let's scuttle along to our next pick, which I believe is GW, I believe, if I
GW
recall, or was
rules.
it
That is
Speedy?
correct. GW rules.
Yep. And he went with humans, which is
Respectable
gotta
team.
follow GW rules. Yep. And to be honest, not a bad team. I mean, yes, he has no catches, but he has 4 blitzers, a thrower, and an ogre.
This is the
Now,
this is the startup that you picked in season 1.
yep. Some, have you noticed like a couple of the coaches have been following the builds I've used, which is like, okay.
Oh, dude, I got a message coming in. Oh, it's by the halflings.
Yeah.
They made their team. Oh shoot.
Oh, they're coming in.
Let's
Oh,
see
we'll
what they
have to
got.
go back.
Let's send an invite right quick and see what this
Yep,
team's
we'll
made
send
of.
you an invite. Yep, well, that was fast. We weren't expecting them right now, but okay.
Mid flipping stream, we got the team.
Hey, at least it buff means we're one step closer, guys. Oh, if people can berate Badger Fanix to getting his team sorted, we'll be laughing.
We'll be laughing. Oh, I was going coach name, not team name. Here we go. Sir.
You guys need to Badger Fanix to be say, poking promises. Come on, man, we're waiting for you. Come on, poke.
Last one left is Thanex. We got everyone else in the league. Once Thanex joins in,
Yep.
It's a 1000 TV halfling team. Oh boy. Here we go.
I don't see the team yet.
I invited them.
I don't see invited one. Heck.
Maybe I didn't. I did it now. No double fire.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, no.
Hold on. I haven't seen it yet. Let me have a look at this. Let me have a look at this. Oh my. What in thunder? Right. Right. Can I say something before we begin?
Go ahead, say it. I got a few things to say too.
Double fire. Do not watch how Glider made his team. Why in Nuffle's nutsack have you gotten that many halflings, 8 fan factor, 3 cheerleaders, 3 team rerolls? I mean, what the hell?
Okay. There's only one thing I can think of right here, okay? One thing. Alright, you punch someone with a tree, and then you foul them. That's it. That's all I can think of.
I mean, look at this way. I think even the chat cannot believe it.
No, they cannot believe it at all. Soul says, wow, that's brave for 1000 TV. Ronky says, a TV 1000 fling team. Oath said they're like gremlins. Everyone's saying to change it. Did you look at Malt or me when we were playing halflings? You see how far we got? Dude, come on,
right.
man. Pick some sense. Get it.
I mean, right. I'm going to be honest right here, right now. You will agree with me or not, but if you get him first, it'll be a turkey shoot if you get him. If I get him, it'll be a turkey shoot. If Joe gets him, it'll be a turkey shoot. If the humans get him, it'll be a turkey shoot. If it's the orcs get him, it'll be a turkey shoot.
Alright, whatever. Let's get out of this. Hopefully, don't far you see this and you change your mind. Alright, where were we at now?
We were looking at the how we're in the middle of that. We were looking at the humans.
Humans. Oh, hey, a team that's actually reasonable.
Yeah. It's like the same build I've used, so it's standard human team. Nothing wrong with it. It's pretty much the thrower is surplus to acquirement, which is basically everyone is agility free body ogre, so I don't need a catcher. They can all do the job for me.
I'm fine with this team as well. Catchers are kind of they're underestimated, I would say, because they're 8 movement. But
the problem is though, in their early life.
Early on,
yeah, in the early life,
hard. They can get blodged. It's kind of difficult for them. I think they start out with dodge though.
Yeah. And the 40k extra, now that could be interesting when he gets. I mean, it means one game he's guaranteed to get an apothecary.
Oh yeah, and I agree with it. Humans need apothecary just in case the blitzer goes down, thrower or the ogre.
Yep. But like I said, I mean, if that halfling team, anyone gets that halfling team, it's gonna be a turkey shoot for
I
someone.
hope I fight him first.
We'll find out once once we get the Camry.
All right. Let's move
but,
on to the next
we
pick, though.
We did tell best oh yeah, I've best send a message to Delphi.
I got it.
Invite sent.
I'll tell him. He actually messaged me. Invited.
Oh right, fair enough.
All right. I sent him a message. Invited. So hopefully he'll see it, and
Yep.
he probably already got it. Anyways, next pick. Let's go. Who was it? I think it was Speedy. Speedy was the next pick under GW rules. Yep, it was, and he picked a reasonable team as well.
Necromancers.
Necromantic. Yep.
Now, I'm intrigued by this team. Now, hear me out on this intriguement, right? One werewolf.
To be fair, this is what I was going with as well. All right. So the
True.
reason why is because you get the other reroll. Okay. Yes, if your ghoul gets zoned out, he's gonna die, and that's gonna suck. But one werewolf means that he is not the only target, and you can use your ghoul to kind of get people off your werewolf. He's gonna eventually get another werewolf, and that's fine.
Yep.
The
only problem I've got with this team is that if the ghoul gets taken out early, this could be a bit problematic for him.
He has the werewolf, and whites.
He has a werewolf, but we gotta remember the wolf doesn't have block or dodge yet. So anyone who's facing the werewolves early in the game, get them quickly and get rid of them, and get rid of the ghoul, and his ball handling will suffer greatly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, flipping. Same with undead team. If you get rid of the ghouls and then the whites, they're not going to be getting the ball anytime soon. But that's any team with low agi.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a good team. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm a bit worried that if Speedy gets caught, it could end up snowballing out of control for him.
And the other option that he could do is fire the ghoul, get rid of one reroll and get the other werewolf. He could do that. I agree with this build myself because you get the other reroll.
Oh yeah, I got no problem with the reroll. I mean, it's a good build.
Here's another thing: you got a werewolf, so you can start blitzing people with high armor. You got the ghoul to use the go with the ball. You protect the ghoul, and then if you want to, you can use Whites of Cage or to blitz as well. So there's multiple options you can do with this build. I agree with it. I think it's fine. It was a side option to get the extra reroll because rerolls for Necromantic are expensive.
Oh yes, they are.
So I'm fine with this. I agree with it.
And for anyone who might not be aware, this will be the Necromancer in this form. This will be their last season.
Yep, because the whites will be changing into ghosts, pretty much.
Which is weird, but we'll roll with it when we get to it.
They're okay. They just don't have hands.
Yeah, we'll get to it when we. And first of all, as well, we've got a new star player as well for Necromancer, a Banshee.
Yep.
That works. I don't know.
By streaming a lot. I don't know. Either way.
Let's
move on to the next pick.
Shuffle along.
And that is Grim. What did you pick, Grim? Did you pick something reasonable? Oh, he actually did.
Terrifying horror. Now, this team is... Now, this is what's interesting about this team, right? He went for, interestingly enough, only 2 Nurgle warriors.
He wanted the Pestigors.
No,
I got a big no for this guy right here. Flippin', get rid of this Pestigor, get rid of your fan factor, get a flippin' Nurgle warrior.
Okay. Oh yeah, could we? Yeah, I was a bit confused about everything, but I could see where Grim's coming from here. I really do. Ball handling, because
the Rotters have anti-3. He's good.
Yeah.
For now.
I'm gonna be honest. It's yeah. Now, I'm gonna be honest. This is a questionable build. I could see where Grim was going with it. However, we all know for a fact there's one big giant elephant in the room that is a bit of a problem. Is what that is?
What's that, Black?
The Rotters.
Explain it to everyone.
The Rotters. The problem with the Rotters is, right, yes, they're agility free, they got armor, but as soon as they get injured, oh boy.
They're rotting even more.
But in fact, they're free, I can see also some sense because he wants to build his cash up quick, get more players.
A
But
lot of people seem to
problem,
enjoy having early fan factor for some reason. That's what O said.
well, the thing is though, it's you gotta remember, guys. The more fan factor you have, the more money you can accrue, and that's what I think he's trying to do. He's trying to accrue a lot of money quickly, and also many of the like kickoff does revolve around fan factor, so they're trying to win on the fame track. So
Yep.
I understand it, but I'm afraid to say it, but his punch power has been greatly reduced.
Greatly, because Nurgle is a punching team. They love to be in the fight. They love to get the blood on their fists, and you just flip and neuter them with only 2 Nurgle warriors and 1 beast, which you of course can only have 1 beast, but only 2 Nurgle warriors. Shame on you.
Anyhow,
let's move
it
on to the
says
next one.
shuffle the next one, which I do believe, if memory serves, it is Mr. Bright Ops, if I
Nope.
recall.
It's Thanex.
Oh, it's Phoenix. I thought it was Bright Ops, but unfortunately, yet again, guys, he has not made his team or not brought them out. But we know he is having Kemri. That's what we do know.
To be fair, Kimry, there's still a lot of great teams available at this point. There's still flipping Dark Elves. There's Skaven. Undead. There's a lot of other great picks, and you pick Kimry, which yes, Strength 5 and the rest of Skelly's. This is not a bad team in concept.
It's not, but it's the question we've got to say about Kemri is, if Kemri have won their snowballing games, which we've seen a few times in the past,
Yep.
it could get out of hand. I mean, remember what happened to Lawbass in season 4?
Yep.
When he lost 3 of his Tomb guys in the first 2 matches?
Yep. And yeah. And another thing, Thanex, if you're listening, or if you're listening in the past where we already live streamed this, learn your positioning of your players with Kimry, because that's what's going to screw you if you overextend or you do other nonsense. You got to make sure that your positioning with your skeletons and your Tomb Guardians is almost perfect, because once someone gets past you, besides maybe dwarfs, you're going to struggle because they're so slow.
I found. You know what's going to be hilarious? Can you imagine if Kemri got the Halfling team in the first match? That is just going to be.
That'll be funny, because that'll be literally the same thing that happened with the Kimry and the Halflings last time.
Yeah, but the difference is there's no strong branch.
There's no strong branch. If it's still a 1,000 TV value Halfling team, Kimry's going to have a bunch of good eating. Even though they don't have stomachs. Or
it could go the other way around. It could go freaking bonkers. But we'll leave that to another date.
Either way. I can understand you don't want to go elves, but I would have. Or Skaven. I mean, Skaven or elves are really good. Both of them. Top tier
I was
teams.
surprised Surprised he didn't pick Skaven, but anyhow, speaking of which, let us move on to the next pick, which I'm pretty sure now it's Bright Ops.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Skaven. And it's not Bright Ops.
It's not Bright Ops. Who the hell is it then?
It's Soul.
Oh, Soul. Soul Man.
Soul Crusher. He picked Dark Elves.
Well, now, let's be honest. It's the same old boring stuff. Nothing to see here.
4 blitzers, a runner, 2 rerolls, rest lineman. Basic Dark Elf team. I respect it. I understand it. I can see it being played. Soul, do not get angry in the game when your luck goes down to crap, because if you have 3 players with Dark Elf, you still can win the game very easily.
Yep. I mean, it's not a bad team, to be honest. It's pretty much the standard of fare. But, I mean, something I gotta say about the Dark Elves, right? You know the Witch Elves, right?
Yep. Which else?
Witch Elves, right? That he could get later on?
What about him?
He needs to get an Witch Elf in the first 3 games, because if you can get a Witch Elf very early and get it started up quickly, oh good lord, they're a pain to deal with.
If you can get him quickly, if you can get him leveled up fairly decently, just make sure a dwarf doesn't trip her or kill her and then stomp on her face even more to make sure she's dead. Just be aware of that.
If a dwarf... Someone has accepted their invite, which is...
Monaco.
Ah! Aha! He has accepted.
But we'll talk about his team in a minute.
Yes.
Overall, Good job. So hopefully your world savers don't come to a halting end when they fight the world enders. But good luck, because you're going to need it, you scrub. trying to fight me. You will lose. Trust me. Or if I lose, I'll still murder your team. Trust me.
Yep.
Either way.
Anyhow, let us scuttle along.
That was bright.
Yep. Now, gave him a Bright. It's not a bad pick for Bright Ops. However, this is what's interested me. 2 gutter runners.
He went the Rat Ogre build.
Yes, an interesting choice. Now, don't get me wrong, the Rat Ogre is a monstrous piece when it gets going. It's a monster. However, 2 gutter runners? Right, this could be playing a very tightrope game with this build because, don't get me wrong, it's a good build, but if those gutter runners get caught,
He went the typical Rat Ogre build. I mean, personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't like the Rat Ogre build starting out. Because I like to have gutters, and apothecary, because he doesn't have that either.
Nope.
So I mean, it can work out if he plays it right. It's just again a risky build because he doesn't have apothecary, he doesn't have gutter runners to save the day.
Yeah.
If they go down.
I mean, this is also another team that could struggle to attrition.
If he fights dwarfs early, then it's going to be a struggle. If he fights chaos dwarfs, he fights anyone with a lot of block starting out, which is only like a few teams, then he's gonna struggle. But if he can play well, if he can position well, all means to it, because gutter runners are like one of the best players in the game.
And I've just looked out my window. It started to snow.
Nice.
But anyhow, yeah, this is going to be one of these teams that it's a tightrope team. If it goes well, you'll build up quickly. If it goes badly, and Delphi has accepted the invite.
Nice. Now change your halfling so
oh,
you can actually be a
good.
respectful halfling.
Oh, good lord, this is gonna...
I see it.
Oh, boy.
I see it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, guys, dinner is served.
Let me fight him first.
At least.
I want to eat. I'm the big bad. I deserve it.
Nope, you're gonna fight him last. I can see that coming. But anyhow,
I get all the level ups before the playoffs.
Anyhow, let's move along to the next one, which I do believe it's Mr. Blonde. I believe, is it correct?
Nope, it's Molt.
Molt. Right, Molt. Who picked the High Elves? Oh, good lord. And a food fiend one again.
Hey, he likes his food.
He loves his food.
Don't judge him.
Yeah.
He might be big on the inside, but he loves to dodge on the outside.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing new about this team. This is a typical build for an elf team.
Yeah, I mean, passer of the thrower. Granted, I might have gone catcher, but I don't know if they're the same price or not. Because I mean, I guess the pass. Yes, I understand. I don't know. It's the same like typical build. I think I went thrower last time though. I can't remember. Got the reroll.
It's.
Where did I go?
It's a typical build.
I don't know. If he gets apothecary really quickly, great, because his team doesn't have to be replaced. But I can say this. Malt is a really, really good elf coach.
Oh yes.
He's going to punish everyone who doesn't position well. He's probably going to beat me because he's way quicker than me. But I'm going to try to stomp on his team. I can tell you that.
And I'm reading what I'm seeing in the chat about the flings. Everybody's now wants to be first to beat him up.
Oh, I agree. Anyone who wants to fight Double Fire with his flipping retarded team, no offense, Double Fire, because your team is... Everyone's thirsting at, like, salivating at the mouth just to fight this team because they're so easy to get SVP from.
But it's not only that, I mean, they know they're not going to get Strong Branched very early.
No,
or Chefed early.
Or, no, if he doesn't change it.
It's too late now, he's already in the team.
No, he can still change it. He can still change it before this first match.
But I think this is his way of having some fun to see how much chaos he can cause.
Maybe, I don't know. I like the inducements myself. I'll create a chaos, and I love playing halflings in.
We'll have to. Yep.
Either way.
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see. But we'll wait and see. But so basically, we're down to our last coach to come in, which will be Fanex.
All right. Either way, let's move on to the next one, which is Blonde Kill now.
Blonde, who's picked Elven Union.
I mean, Elves getting this low is ridiculous. You should have picked Elves. Black.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Time out. What's with the name with these names? Good lord.
A, B, C. Easy as Agi 4. Or 4 Agi, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's the players. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's called the ABC team.
I mean, nothing new about this team. This is a standard affair team, I would say.
Yep, very standard Pro Elf build. One thrower, 2 catchers, and 2 blitzers. He's eventually going to get more catchers because that flipping 8 movement, by the way. They're going to be SPP hogs. Maybe the blitzers as well. And blitzers cannot be surfed unless they're surrounded, so that's another good thing.
Yeah, but also a fact as well. I mean, no Apothecary. Anyone's facing the elves, here's a hint. Kill the catchers and kill the blitzers, and that's our team dealt with.
Well, kill the catchers, and then if you can, kill the blitzers, because by then they'll probably have lodge. Unless you're a dwarf, and then you have all tackle.
Yep. Oh, it's a standard affair. Good team. Nothing wrong with that team, I'll be honest with you. Just standard affair.
To King's team.
Mm-hmm.
And he picked, I cannot remember. King of the Cosmos picked Undead. That's what it was.
Now, the Undead is nothing new. The Undead's a good, solid team. You can't go wrong with those buggers.
Nope, he had the choice between Undead, Goblins, and Underworld.
Oh yeah.
So out of those 3, what would you pick?
Probably Undead, but here's the thing, though. I mean, this is just standard affair, but I am intrigued by one thing.
What?
One ghoul? It's quite interesting.
Yep, I would have gotten rid of Skeletor. Oh, you still couldn't get the ghoul if you wanted to, if you got rid of the Skeletor. Or a zombie, whatever.
Yeah.
He could have got rid of the...
Now, if he got rid of the zombie and the skeleton, he could have gotten one, but it is an interesting choice. But as we all know, if that ghoul gets taken out, well, that's your ball handling now down the tube.
Now down to your whites, and you don't want that. You want your whites to be blitzing.
Mummies, you can't go around mummies. They're good blockers, but you won't. If the mummies die or get taken out, then your strength goes down the tube as well.
Yeah, you put zombies on the line, you'll be fine. But well, I think I understand what he's trying to do. He's going to try to punch with a mummy. He's going to try to foul with a skelly or a zombie.
Yep. So it should be interesting to see how that goes. But it's a unique build. It's not the standard I would recommend, but it's a decent build.
As long as he keeps his ghouls safe, then he'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
And
last but not least, returning champion, Oathmaster. And his
Underworld.
Yeah, which I'm going to call him coward. You should have picked the dwarfs. The dwarfs like the goblins. You should have picked the goblins, you coward.
He already picked goblins, so I can understand why he didn't want to.
Yep. I mean, this is a standardized team as well. Yeah, again, but like many other teams in Blood Bowl 3, these guys are nasty in Blood Bowl 3.
Oh yeah, they get a flipping gutter runner.
Players.
They lose a blitzer, they
gutter
lose a thrower, but they get a gutter runner, man.
Yep, and they get Snotlings.
Yeah, if they get Snotlings, they will. And I think they can choose between a troll and a red ogre. I can't remember.
Yeah, they can get choice between troll or red ogre 1 to 2.
I'll still get the troll though.
Yeah, I think we will agree troll. But the thing is, though, it's not a bad team. Standard affair. I mean, picking a Apothecary red bad good choice. It means your team is going to be having more survivability if they get severely beaten up.
Now, here's one thing I can say about the Underworld team. Starting off, they're kind of weak, but if those blitzers can survive long enough and level up long enough, they can become the scariest blitzers in the game.
Oh yeah. But the question we must ask ourselves is, how long can he last without? I mean, don't get me wrong. Early life, they could survive depending on who they get, as long as it's not a dwarf.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
Yep. Or at least they should.
But if he can get to late game with some distinct skills, it could be a threat. But I'm going to be honest, this is going to be a very long season for Oath. I think he'll do well. It's just he's going to have to be very smart on his attacking.
You got to position your characters correctly, which Oath already knows all this. He's got to protect his blitzers in a way so that they cannot get punished or punched. He's going to lose linemen, I can tell you that. He's probably going to lose a thrower, I can tell you that. And he's definitely going to lose goblins.
Well, it's standard part of the course with the goblins, to be honest.
Granted, funny thing enough, you can actually go with the 800 TV value team build for this team as well. It's pretty funny.
Yep. But what's really, I mean, it's going to be interesting. And to be honest, this season is starting to shape up to be a unique season.
And by the way, for
the
people
final
who
run,
do not know, this is a monster season. There's not no split division this time.
Yep. A monster season, top 16, the usual spiel. But be warned, it's not going to be easy. This is going to get downright brutal and ugly.
All right, so out of all the teams that you see so far, what is your top 5 that's definitely going to make it to the playoffs?
Right. Given the coaches and the people that are in it, in the top 5, Malt is the ultimate favorite.
Malt is definitely going to make the playoffs with those high elves. He's a really good coach with the elves.
Yep.
I can agree.
The second place one is will go to, this might surprise a lot of people, Johnny.
No, it's not going to happen.
I don't know, I got a feeling Johnny's going to have one of those seasons where everything's going to go his way.
I know Johnny too well and this game too well, and I know how he plays too well. He's not going to care. He's going to do a bunch of risks. He's just trying to be entertaining. He's going to fail, and his team is going to be destroyed. He's going to be probably one of the... He's either going to be mediocre. He might make it to the playoffs at the lower ranks, but high ranks, definitely not.
We'll have to wait and see. But number 3 is you. Obvious damn reasons.
I can agree with that too. I'm Joris, and I'm a veteran player. Fully expect it.
Yep. 4th place is going to Right Ops. Skaven.
Oh, yeah.
Skaven.
Skaven, I can understand that. They might not win the playoffs itself, but they can get into the playoffs pretty easily if they're played correctly. Easy.
Yep. And the last pick will go to DW Rules.
Human team.
It's because he's an
experienced coach.
human team.
Understand.
And a jack of all trades kind of team. It's like it fits GW to a T.
I can agree. I can agree. All right. So this is my top 5. Okay. I'm not going to include myself because I'm going to try to make it in there regardless, and I'm playing dwarfs, and I'm a veteran coach. That's going to happen regardless. Okay. So I'm not including myself. All right. Number 1, I'm going to say Romkey's going to make it. Romkey's playing an Orc team. He's playing a Bash team. He knows how to play the ball if he wants to. He's probably going to play brainless most of the time, but he's going to play the ball because that's what you play in Blood Bowl. Number 2, I'm going to agree with Malt. He's a elf player. He knows how to play elves very well. He's not playing his dark elves. So it'll be interesting to see on how well he does without his 4 blitzers. So that'll be interesting to see, but I still think he's going to make it. We are probably going to see you because you're an experienced coach with an Amazon team early on. Even if your team gets nuffled later, you're still going to have enough wins early on to get you to the playoffs. I do feel like that's going to happen. So that's 3 teams, right?
Yep.
The next team that's going to make it, in my opinion, I believe that, I think Soul's going to make it. I think he's going to underestimate the Dark Elf team. And he's going to realize on how broken they really are and how great they can actually be. He's going to understand why they can get destroyed, but he's going to learn the ways of the elf and actually make it to the playoffs.
Yep.
And the next one after that, the final one out of the top 5, this doesn't mean all of them because, I mean, anyone can make the playoffs if they want to. I think that for another chance, I do think that Joe's going to make it.
You just doomed Joe. You do realize that?
Yeah, I just jinxed him pretty hard, didn't I? All right, I've changed my mind. It's not going to be Joe.
You're late for that. You picked him.
Joe, you're not going to make it. You're going to be a scrub. You're going to fail horribly. Nah, but yeah, I'm almost. It's either going to be Joe or Blancal. Blancal has an Elven Union team. He understands on how the BS that defeated him, so he might be able to learn from his mistakes and take the person who destroyed him up. So that's the other option between those 2.
Oh. Anyhow, I think that is it.
That is the stream of Season 6 overview of the playoffs and our MVP picks of everything. We didn't actually pick an MVP.
Oh, you did. You picked every freaking member of the bloody lineup for the bloody.
Those were not MVPs. Those were multitasking players. I didn't say MVPs.
We didn't pick one. To be honest, I didn't think anyone stood out that much. To be honest, it's been an even season.
Yeah, overall, I mean, there wasn't really any standout stars besides the Agi 5-piece. That's my MVP, the Agi 5-piece for the Pro Elves.
Fair enough.
That's the only one that I can think of that really stand out.
Anyhow,
that's the end of the stream.
The end.
I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Take it easy, and we'll see all of you in Season 7 of the Blood Bowl 2 YouTuber League. Later.
Yep. So we'll see you on the pitch for some blood.
Indeed.